Most vehicles have a service manual, something put together by third parties working with the manufacturer. It walks you through every part, every system, so you know how to keep it running. But in Star Citizen, you're on your own. So I made one. Hi friend, I'm Dusty Star and I'm glad you're here. Grab a drink, grab a snack. Today we're taking a close, honest look at the Drake Cutter. I put up a post about the factory service manual for this ship. Said most folks overlook it, but if you really open it up and take a look inside, you'll wish you had one in your hangar. First comment said, "No, I bought one, realized how useless it was, and immediately CCU'd it to something better, like a Nomad. Good riddance." Now, that's fair. The Cutter's not going to impress anyone on paper. But specs don't tell the whole story. The Cutter's got quirks. It's got personality. And if you're willing to work with it, there are a few things in here that might just surprise you. I'm not saying I've got it all figured out, but I've got a plan. Stealth build, quiet profile, and just enough firepower to get out if things go south. We'll upgrade what matters, test it in the field, and see what this ship can really do. Both versions of the Cutter manual are available as digital collectibles. The full-color factory service manual is a detailed upgrade guide, and the black and white technical edition is printer-friendly for your binder. So grab one or collect them both. The links are down in the video description. And stick around, there's one detail hiding in here I haven't seen anyone talk about. You'll want to see that. Originally released in 2920, the Cutter was Drake's answer to a rise in freelance contracts and planetary exodus. Built cheap, flies dirty, and never pretends to be more than it is. And if it rattles, hey, that means it's working. Before we test the Cutter out in the field, we've got some work to do under the hood. A quick note before we dig in. After the 4.0 patch, Stanton's shop stopped selling military and stealth components. That stuff is still out there, but if you want it, you've got to loot it from bunkers, wrecks, and PvP zones, and that ain't always easy. So for this build, I went with the best components you can buy straight up at local shops, just real upgrades anyone can track down. I selected the top 3 components in each category, so let's get started. Alright, first up, the power plant. The Cutter ships with a light blossom, civilian grade, low output, and it runs hot for what little it gives you. Now if you're building a brawler, you might think about going with a Breton. It's tough and powerful, but it lights up like a Christmas tree and kicks out heat like a space heater left in the sun. For a stealth Cutter, we went with the Delta Max. It's a stealth grade B unit, and it hits a sweet spot. Lower power output, yeah, but it runs cool and quiet. EM signature drops from over 400 down to 250 per segment. That's a big deal when you're trying to stay off someone's radar. The Delta Max keeps our system stable without blowing our cover. And that's what a stealth build is all about. Let's talk about coolers. When you're flying stealth, heat is the enemy. The Cutter ships with a blast chill, civilian grade, quiet enough until it isn't. For this build, we went with the Heat Safe. It's a stealth grade seat cooler with solid durability and low emissions, just 250 EM and a max IR of 2,330. It won't win any awards for cooling capacity, but in the current patch, that barely matters. What does matter is staying off radar, and the Heat Safe helps us do exactly that. Next up, shields. And yeah, this one's gonna raise eyebrows. It's a clean fit for this stealth setup, but for a stealth build, manageable isn't low enough. The cloak is a stealth grade D shield. Not the strongest, but it gives you the lowest EM signature out of anything in its class. Only 250 EM at max. The stock Hex isn't terrible. It gives you 1500 hit points and keeps your EM signature manageable. Yeah, the hit points drop by a lot, but you're going from 1500 down to 977. That's a lot, but that's the cost of being invisible. Low profile, low footprint, You just better have a solid exit plan if things go south. Quantum drives are all about trade-offs. Speed, range, cooldown, you rarely get all three. The Cutter's stock Firefox isn't bad. Decent range and quick cooldown. The Atlas is better for speed, but it burns through fuel faster than you'd like. For this stealth build, we're going with the Zephyr. It's a stealth grade C drive with solid durability and a low signature to match. Yeah, the cooldown's longer, but that's the price we're willing to pay for the ability to go further quieter. But it gets you out, it gets you far, and keeps you off the radar while you're doing it. For weapons, we kept things simple and focused. This build isn't about picking fights, it's about ending them fast or getting out clean. We swapped the stock Badgers for a pair of Attrition 2 repeaters. They ramp up hard, more than double the sustained DPS, and they put out 100 max alpha. Now yeah, the recharge takes a little longer, but if you're flying smart, you won't be holding that trigger long anyway. This ship's built to run first, but if you have to fight, these will hold their own. You won't find a better fit for a stealth loadout that still bites back. Missiles might not be your first line of defense in a stealth ship, but if things go sideways, having the right ones loaded can make all the difference. The stock Spark ones are alright, but the Arrow ones, they hit harder than anything else in the same class, over 1200 damage per missile. Lock time's just half a second, a little slower than some, but still quick enough to get a shot off before someone knows you're there. They're infrared seekers, which pairs well with the ship's quiet EM profile. If your target's running hot, they're toast. Just one more reason not to panic if stealth doesn't hold. Alright, let's see if this cutter can actually haul something. I picked up a rookie contract from Kovalex, 2 drop-offs on Microtech, just 11 SCU total. Sounds easy, right? Getting the boxes loaded in here was not easy. The cargo grid doesn't help with 4 SCU boxes, but I wanted to see if I could fit it all inside. Took a few tries. Everything kept shifting, bouncing around, and making enough racket to wake the dead. But with a little trial and error, I got them all in, every last box. First stop was Microtech Logistics Depot 24LD13. Second was the Grey Cat Factory Production Complex A. No issues on delivery, Cutter handled it fine. Now to be clear, the ship's not made for cargo runs, but if you're hauling small loads with multiple stops or breaking a job into 2 runs, it can work. Just be ready for a little slapstick loading comedy and a lot of rattling on the way there. Cargo was a challenge, but wait until you see how this thing handles gear for a ground mission. Now here's something that honestly surprised me. The Cutter might not be a mining ship, but it just became one of my favorite mining platforms. I loaded the new Atlas Geo into the back along with a 1 SCU container. Both fit perfectly in the rear cargo space. It was tight, but no problem getting in or out. The Geo is Argo's new mining suit, and it's slick, built on the same frame as the standard Atlas power suit, but outfitted with a mining laser and a built-in small ore backpack. I found a nice little deposit out on Microtech, popped out of the Cutter, fired up the suit, and went to work. The laser handled the fracture just fine, and I was able to extract all the ore directly into the backpack. It's not high-volume mining, but that's the beauty of it. You don't need a full-size prospector to make some cred, and with the Cutter, you've got the perfect little mothership for your mobile mining ops. This pairing just works. The cutter's got the cargo space, the clearance, and the stealth profile to get in and out quietly. If you're solo and like staying mobile, this setup's a dream. Just throw the suit in the back and go. Of course, it's one thing to sneak around, but what happens when someone sees you? We built this cutter to avoid combat, but out here, you don't always get that chance. I took on the 890 jump mission, figured it would spawn some trouble, wanted to see just how close I could get before they noticed. At 3.2 kilometers, the Vanguard saw me, spun around fast. The Gladius followed, 2 versus 1, and they were both built for war. I tried to run, I took a missile hit mid-spool, shields dropped, and the cutter shook hard. But she held together and I jumped the safety. Repaired at Port Tressler, came back. This time it wasn't about sneaking. It was about seeing if the cutter could actually fight back. I locked onto the Vanguard first. 11 minutes of dodging, burning, and trying not to die. The shields were hurting. The Gladius kept peppering me from the side, but finally the Vanguard popped.
Congratulations. Target is destroyed.
Then it was just me and the Gladius. A pure joust, over and over again. Shields went down, came back up, took hit after hit. But 19 minutes in, he was space dust. Don't get me wrong, the cutter is no fighter, but if you stay sharp and fly smart, she'll scrap her way through more than you think. It's the small stuff, the hidden features that made me rethink this ship. Let's talk about the stuff you won't see on the brochure. The cutter has side-mounted blast shields on the cockpit. You can open and close them from the pilot seat. Not just for looks, they're functional, and they make the whole ship feel more grounded. There's also a ceiling window right above you. If you're ever in a hangar with a top exit door, you can see if it's open before you lift. Sounds small, but when you're in a hangar and the door is straight above you, it's a game changer. There's a reason some people fall in love with this ship. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. When I first pulled this thing into the hangar, I didn't expect much, just another starter ship. But after running cargo, mining with the Geo, and surviving that missile hit, this ship earned my respect. This series is something we're building together, one ship at a time. Seeing folks share these videos has meant a lot. And hey, if you want to be part of the crew that's into this kind of work, we've got a Discord and a whole org built around ship restoration, salvage, and trading. It's called Thrusters and Dust. The link is down in the description. Come hang out. Don't forget to grab the cutter manuals in the description. One's a clean black and white print version, great to put in your 3-ring binder. The other's full color and built to collect. They're part of a growing series, and yeah, they're fun reading during those long quantum travels. I've got more factory service manuals on the way, so don't forget to subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments what ship you'd like me to work on next. I'm Dusty Star, and my hangar's always open to you.